I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 168, Eikō no St. Andrews. Released exclusively in Japan in 1996, this game was developed and published by Sega Corporation. Oh hey, that's the same studio that made that awful pachinko game we just played. But this is golf. It's gonna be much better, right? I'm gonna be honest though, the golfing games so far haven't been spectacular. Where's Mario Golf? St. Andrews is a course in Scotland, so at least that makes this a bit unique. Time to see what we've gotten ourselves into this go round. Let's get into it. Thankfully, this game has a fan-made English translation patch available, so it's easy to get into. The game has a tournament mode which rolls the credits. There are 60 golfers competing in a 4-day tournament with cuts to the lowest players after the first 2 days. There were a wild selection of golfers here, including the Technician, who was wearing a cowboy hat. Sticker 3 sure looks a lot like Technician though. Strange. You can view a screen for a golfer to see their stats as well as choosing the ball and clubs they use. I went with hitter 2 because he seemed to have the best stats. So then it was time to play. It shows an overhead view of the hole, which is a neat touch. This hole had a river right before the green. Scary stuff. So when you tee off, you choose where to set the tee. Then when you shoot, you choose the direction of the shot, indicated by a blue cone on the minimap. After that, you choose where on the ball to aim for, then flick the joystick back and forward to swing. Getting the smallest possible red circle on the ball is ideal. In an absolutely bizarre decision, the devs make you watch the computer golfers going with you. Like every single shot they do. You just sit there and watch. Maybe it's for realism? But yeah, it gets old quick. I found it pretty difficult to know how far your shot will go if it's not just a max distance drive. It gives you the distance to the hole and the distance the club is expected to go, but I like it better when you get some kind of prediction indicator. If you wanted it to feel more realistic, then you could just toggle it off. There is an inspection mode where you can kind of tell the elevation and things like that, but I don't find it all that useful. Also, why does the pole get like 50 feet tall when you change the view? For putting, you don't really get any info at all. I guess I'm just used to a game like Mario Golf and I have no idea how to handle this. It feels easier to make a putt in real life. The only thing you have to go off of is the distance to the hole and that the putter can go up to 100 feet. After some disastrous putting, I finished the first hole at +6. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Just on this first hole alone, I was getting wrecked so hard. The way you play just doesn't feel all that intuitive to me. Almost like the joystick was this new amazing technology and they wanted it to feel real. After trying for 10 minutes or so, I finally got a pretty great drive to start. That's when I learned something amazing. The game allows you to quit out and save your progress. You know, so you don't have to play the entire game in one go. Well, what if you just save every time you get a good shot? You know, maybe even call it save scumming. Look, I know some people hate the idea of save scumming, but this game is so hard. Like, I'm sure this is a difficult course to golf on, but I feel like most of the difficulty is just in the lack of quality of life features. Combine that with the fact that you have to go watch the computer take every swing, it would take ages to get through this otherwise. It only took a half hour of trying or so, but I finally got birdie on hole 1. Keep in mind, a lot of that was watching the other people, so I only needed to be in the top 40 at the end of this first day. But it was good to try to play well from the start. I would need to finish first when all is said and done. The second hole was much easier than the first. No river directly before the green. Seriously, that's kind of rude design by the course makers. Everyone's gonna overshoot because the risk of landing in the water's way too high. It only took like 10 minutes to get past this hole, even though the putting is so unbelievably hard in this game. On the next hole, I learned I could pull the stick back and just hold it there until I was ready to shoot. This removed a lot of the stress from the timing mechanic to make the circle as small as possible. Looks just like how I drive in real life. It only took about 5 minutes to get past hole 3. Hey, I was already getting a lot better. Really, that first hole was just so scary. Hole 4 was a bit confusing because on my drive, I could clearly see 2 holes on the green. I imagine you'll know which one you're aiming for in real life though. Also, the frame rate when the ball gets hit is pretty rough to watch. I got out of here with par. When you have to do a controlled shot, like not max power, it's just impossible, I swear. Try it yourself. Hole 5 is the first par 5. Usually means you won't reach the green without 3 drives. Here's what happens if you get the worst possible accuracy on a shot. If this were Mario Golf, you'd hear, "Duffed it." I'm not sure what this red stuff I landed in here is. Like, am I supposed to be in a pile of mulch or something? I imagine it has the physics of the rough, but yeah, I don't know what that is. I had a pretty nice approach here from the red goop. Since I only needed top 40 on this first day, I felt pretty safe with already having 3 birdies. Didn't stop me from having just impossible feeling putts every single time. I literally never got good at judging the power. Just 5 holes in and I was only 1 stroke back from first place. Hole 6 didn't really have anything noteworthy going for it. You know, other than me blasting the ball over the hole on the green. For hole 7 it was raining. Or maybe it was already raining? The rain effects aren't exactly the most noticeable thing. There were several small hills leading up to the green, one of the trickier ones to approach. The 8th hole was the first par 3 of the course. It was a bit annoying because the recommended club would go short and the next one up went way over it. Controlled shot with the higher one is the play, but I just opted to settle for par here instead. Here on hole 9 I demonstrated my favorite method of approaching the green, putting. I would rather go for a big old putt than try to tap the ball in the air lightly, you know? Much easier. For hole 10 we've got... I don't know, dude. All these holes look the same. It's raining in Scotland. What do you expect? Look, hole 11. I'm telling you, it's a good strat. Just tap it in, even if the ball has to go airborne a bit. Alright, hole 12. What are we doing again? I don't know, but I got birdie. Hey look, the 13th hole has some plants of some kind near the driving area. That's what I'm talking about. Cool scenery. Oh snap, hole 14 had the same plants and even a building off to the right. The next 2 holes were easy to get through, at least for me. Oh, what a putt! Jay Davy wasn't having such a good time though. What on earth is this shot? Oh yeah, remember, I have to watch them take every single shot. Oh my god, it got so old. Hole 18 is called Tom Morris, and it has several buildings. I guess this is where the clubhouse is. When all was said and done, I was in first place with a -7. After showing the scorecards for like 2 total seconds, it immediately cuts into day 2 of the tournament. Well, at least it's quick. Now, you might be wondering, well that was so exciting. What kind of course will the next day be on? Why, it's St. Andrews, of course. We would not want to go anywhere else, now would we? With 4 days total, you have to golf these same 18 holes 4 times in a row. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics are not very good at all. I mean, I get it, it's one of the earliest N64 games released, but like, Mario 64 looks pretty good, and Wave Race looks fantastic. They definitely could have done better. Plus, the draw distance is really poor, and the game runs at such a low frame rate. For the audio, it plays 1 song during gameplay, and I'll admit, it's not bad. It kinda reminds me of something similar you'd hear in Mario Golf. Occasionally, the crowd reacts to certain shots, and that's about all you hear. So yeah, I finished day 2 at -8, then I rounded out day 3 with a -5. Then on the final day, I took first place overall with a -3. It shows a cutscene saying you're the champion, and then the jankiest throw animation I've ever seen happens. There is no way the ball actually went that far. Then it says thank you and that I'm the best player, and the credits roll. The only other thing the game has is customizing your golfer. There's not much here, but you are able to change their height. With a max of 255 centimeters, it creates something. His head didn't get any bigger. I love how the head stayed the exact same size. Then you can set it to a minimum of 10 centimeters, which creates something even worse. It's just a head. Who needs cheat codes when you've got severe customization? But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Eikō no St. Andrews. Look, I get it. This is the first golf game on the console, but there were golf games before the N64. I absolutely did not like playing this. The gimmick of flicking the joystick to swing got annoying, and it was so hard to get the power you actually wanted. The golf course itself isn't all that interesting either, although I feel most real-life courses would feel this way in a video game. It'd still be nice to have some variety though. Also, getting the shot you want is insane. Without the save scumming, this would have taken dozens upon dozens of hours to master each hole. Not for me. I gave it a 0 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 9 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. We got 223 games currently on the list. Alright, so we got everything here. It's all here. Daikatana, Tetrasphere, NASCAR 2000, Road Rash, Big Mountain 2000, Pro Shinan Mahjong Suwamino 64. Even that's here. Alright, the marbles are off. Who will be brave and go down the hole first? Toying with the idea of it. Somebody needs to get brave. We'll see who it is so far. No games have gone down the hole of mystery yet. Which one will be first? Still nothing yet. We're waiting. My ear itches. They're spinning around. Somebody's got to break. This is like at the middle school dance when the boys and girls separate, but nobody wants to be the first to start dancing. Triple Play 2000 appears to be the first down.
Oh, yeah.
And NFL Blitz as well, Mace the Dark Age. Triple Play 2000, NFL Blitz, Mace the Dark Age. In the lead, there's a separate path over here, but no marbles opting for it. Oh my god, wait! GoldenEye and some sort of Japanese game. The cameraman is failing. This Japanese game just fell off the cliff. I don't know what that is. Mace the Dark Age. The cameraman is failing miserably here as Mace the Dark Age is in the lead. No, the next NFL QB club. No, it falls off. Battle Tanks 2 falls off as well. This is a disastrous. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing slams in. Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling safely getting through this dangerous area. Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling getting past the pegs. But International Superstar Soccer comes through and tries to steal the show. And International Superstar Soccer does steal it at the last second. International Superstar Soccer came out of nowhere. I thought Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling had that. But it's International Superstar Soccer. Alright, the next International Superstar Soccer game, which is International Superstar Soccer 64. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you so much. If you had a good time, consider hitting that like button, or maybe even dropping a subscription. Or hey, maybe even watch another one of these videos that's on screen now. And yeah, see you next time.